Good afternoon. My name is Tumi Tladi, and today it's Wednesday. It's the weather is terrible. It's bad. Can we just skip this season and go straight to um, which one is it? Summer. Just it's cold. With that being said, today is the 21st of July, 2021. Time is 29 minutes, just after 2 p.m. So I'm continuing the series on version control, and then I have my freelance document open already. You should be familiar with this document because this is our roadmap, if you will. And then yesterday we covered the public and private repositories. So before I continue with this, because I wanted to do something, right, that you don't necessarily have to go through this process of GitHub and Azure DevOps, because what we did in a previous video is that we manually added new repositories for each platform. Now, every time I say platform, I mean either GitHub or Azure DevOps. But I want to say something because I just released a video right now for the public on YouTube, and then I posted a link of that video on LinkedIn. And I was thinking that, LinkedIn is a professional platform where everybody is smart, literally smart. And then with that being said, it's interesting how the content that, especially this series, it might not make sense to many people. And I think I'm doing this thing intentionally, and then I wanted to explain why. There are many people that are good at explaining this topic of version control, and these people are experts. I don't have any certifications or qualifications with regards to this topic of version control, but I do have a successful system that still is in production. I'm building another one right now, and wait until you see what I'm about to do next. So all of this, it's what I've learned over the years that, I could make things better and easier for me. I could go back and then rectify something. I could fix a certain bug. So I'm doing this in the context of my system, which is identical docs and my future systems. So I'm just saying to that one person, that's the person I'm targeting, to say, hey, if you have an idea or whatever it is that you want to build, a system or an app, just make sure that you're doing it the right way. Because along the way, we read when we were doing this video, the very first video that when we were looking at what is version control and what is source control, Microsoft said the developers have the habit of, I don't need this version control system, but as time goes by, they actually need it because they have this habit of continuously, building without checking the code in. So I'm not Microsoft. I'm not paid by Microsoft. I'm not paid by GitHub. I'm not an expert, but I'm an expert in my own world. So what I do is for the sake of the series I've started from video number 1 of Identical Docs. It's part of it. This is a mini series. Cool. So we did create these two repositories. One is private, one is public, right? And then we manually create them from this platform, right? And we did the same thing with GitHub. And I'm wondering why is it doing what it's doing right now? It's a bit weird and funny at the same time. There we go. So this one right now, it shows that it's public, but we do have a private one. So that's what we did previously, and then I want to do more, but I was restricted to just doing that. You see, this is what we did yesterday. Cool. Now, today when it comes to Identical Docs, I have nothing to push. I didn't do any changes. I didn't do any work because there's nothing to do at the moment. However, if we go to my C drive, there is a project, there is a video that I made specifically for this project. It's called SMS API. So let me quickly navigate to my C drive. And let's go users. And let's look for source and repos. So there's a project called SMS API. Here it is, right? So I want to create another project right now since I don't have anything to do currently on Identical Docs, the main core system. So, I mean, why not? Because I built this to solve problems, not just for this system, but my new system is going to use this SMS API to be able to send SMSs out. Now we do have the same issue, and I like to call it a pandemic or predicament of email API. The reason being, if I do this, unfortunately I can't show, but there is a class called the backend of email API. Well, I can show because the credentials are not in here. Yes, I can show. Yes. Now, here's the thing. The credentials, both username and password, right? They live in here, and then I'm in the process of removing the sensitive stuff from web.config file, right? Now, but it's like I have to, for each and every project, for each and every system, particularly this one, have a username and password. The problem is that I do have this personal it's like a policy to say of passwords that I change them frequently. If it's not yearly, I do them randomly, and then I update my Apple devices because my passwords are securely stored on iCloud, so they sync between my Apple devices. But with that being said, when I change the password, this guy's gonna be affected. And then how many of the projects that are making use of this password from this domain? See, that's gonna become a problem. I have to change for all of them. Okay, so this is what we are trying to fix. Also, this guy, what if I'm using a different domain? Because I do have another domain. I'm gonna buy another domain for a new system, What if I want to use a different domain? What if I want to write a different, body? I mean, the subject, it comes through, but what about this thing? What do you call this? Let's call it footer, whatever it is. What if the port also? What if it's on a different port? The point is, this should be flexible enough that I pass in any username, password, it should correspond with the domain, and maybe this might be the default. So that's the whole purpose of this new project I'm about to create next, since I don't have anything to do at the moment. Okay, so now we're about to create a new project, and this is a continuation of what we did yesterday with regards to public and then private repositories. That you don't just create repositories in the cloud, you can also create repositories remotely. So this project is going to be an official project. It's going to be a legitimate project that I'm about to create now. Okay, so that's the thing about me. I like to do things, following my mojo, meaning that I don't plan things. I'm like, what if I can do this? Like literally, I thought of this idea now. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna create a new project. Now this SMS API project is .NET Core, so we're gonna do the same thing. It's a web API, that one, by the way. So we're gonna do the same thing. And that's it. So, but the purpose is that I want to show you how you can also have a repository locally, but you can instantly push it to the remotes. That's another thing also. I'm not gonna specifically, like, we're gonna do Git Clone right after this task. I'm not gonna focus on Git Clone. Git Clone is gonna have, it's gonna touch on branches. It's gonna touch on the topic of README file. There's gonna be Git changes tab. Things are gonna happen in Visual Studio. So it's not gonna be Git Clone. So like right now I'm talking about remotes. Where are the remotes? Git remotes. Where are they? There we go. Locals versus remotes. So yeah, stay tuned. This is good content. So with that being said, let's see. ASP.NET Core Web API. This is exactly what I need. So let's hit next. And then I'm gonna call it Email API. I like to keep the consistency when it comes to project types. Yes. So Email API. Yes, that's where you should go. And oh wait. Don't do this. Let's go back. Now, a right way of doing it is to start with a blank solution. The right way of starting a brand new system or project. You start with, wait, where is it now? Did I really remove it? Solution. And my spelling, it's stop solution. Prototype. Can we have other? There we go. Blank solution. Create an empty solution containing no product. Yes, this is how you're supposed to do it. So email API. Right, that's a solution. And you create it. That's it. Absolutely, this is it. And then this guy, let's give it a second because it's not on version control. Let me do this and bring Visual Studio a bit up. These things, they're not supposed to be here. I'm wondering what Microsoft did because this is not on version control. But if I do right click and I say create Git repository, this is exactly what I'm trying to get to. But these guys, they're not supposed to be here. It's confusing. Microsoft needs to do something about it. What do you think? Leave the comment down below. They're not supposed to be here. I know they keep on working on improving Git within the Visual Studio, but it's not supposed to be here. Previously used to be add source control, something like that previously at the bottom here. Okay, so right click and say create Git repository. Now, before I do that, let's take a look at something. So now we have a 32 projects. So if I go for email, here's email API. So the folder, it only has this .vs. But as soon as I say right click, create a Git repository, give it a second, look, now a brand new way. This is Microsoft. This is the goodness of Microsoft. Now, okay. They said this is how you create a Git repository. Okay, you initialize a local. You see, this is a local Git repository. Yes, it's gonna go to this part. Do not change this. Do not change this. Now, create a new GitHub repository. So they know my account is Edward on GitHub, but you can have other accounts. You can add a new account. But I already have mine already, authenticated within this IDE. The owner, it's me, right? And then the repository name, yes, I like to keep it like as the name of the project. So we're expecting email API, and then description. I'm not gonna put description at the moment, but maybe I should. Let's steal some description from this one. Perfect. We are stealing this one. Copy. Paste. Nah, let's not do that because I can't see exactly what's being. I need to make some changes. So, to be the only access to. Let me just say email server, right? I know it's not email server, but come on. Email server, and then allows all the clients to utilize it whenever an email has to be sent out. Does it make sense? Perfect. So this is our description. Okay. Now let's put it here. Cool. And there we go. The one thing that we covered yesterday, public and private. By default, it needs to be chat. And yes, it needs to be private. Now, also push to a new remote. This is where everything started. Okay, or you can do local only or existing remote. I haven't. This one is it's self-explanatory, but this one existing remote. To be honest, I haven't explored this option. since Microsoft re-architected this Git system within Visual Studio, I only utilize this, and then this is the most easiest way because it kills multiple bits with one stone, and that's exactly what we're about to do: create and push. That's it. You give it a couple of seconds, watch what's going to happen at the bottom. Now, another thing that we need to do manually though is that I need to create the same thing but for Azure DevOps. So let's quickly do that. So let me go to Identical Docs because it's part of Identical Docs organization. So I'm going to create a new project because I have to do this one manually, unfortunately. But you can figure out how to do the same thing by targeting Azure DevOps. So email API. We still have description, right? So let me paste it here. Perfect. And then it's private, and then version control is going to be Git. Work item process is going to be basic, and then like we did yesterday or in the previous video, that's it. I like to keep things syncing, like the name of the project and the description of the project. Let's go back to Visual Studio and see. You see there's a 2. Give it a second. It's not yet done. Look at it. Working. Aha. Look at it. I told you some magic is going to happen at the bottom. We call this status bar, by the way. Some of us, the people that are WPF developers, this is what we call status bar. This status bar. Okay, so there we go. And now it's tracked. We'll talk about this icon because this icon wasn't there. We do have it. It's on Git icons. There we go. Git tiny icons. We're going to talk about these icons. They're very important. Trust me. And then my new project, or my new system, it's on version control. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything by default. It's on master branch. We'll talk about this. When are we doing master branches? Let's see. Maybe when we get to branches, and I'll talk about. There's master branch. Yeah, we should talk about master branch first, and then we can talk about branches. Yes, let's do that. We should talk about master branch first because by default it gives us master branch, right? Makes sense? Perfect. Wait, not you. You're gonna be 10, you're gonna be 11, you're gonna be 12. Yes, I like this. Master branch, then we talk about the rest of the branches because you need to understand what this branch is all about. And then that's it. Cool. Now we don't have anything here. Great. And then it's only 30 repositories, but what happens when I do refresh? I'm expecting them to be 31, and they're 31 indeed. And we have, there we go, email API. This ASP.NET Core Web API.NET 5.0 project is intended to be the only access to email server and allows all the clients to utilize it. Clients utilize it whenever an email has to be sent out. There we go. We'll do the rest in the actual .NET Core project some other time, probably tomorrow when I make a new video. That's it. And this side, that's it. Okay, and then now we have the Git being initialized, and then we have additional stuff that are very important for Git. These TXT documents. Okay, so I hope you learned something with regards to this. Now, let's close this guy and get down to business of today. See, this is how I operate. I'm providing good stuff, good juice, good content. Yeah. Well, I just got carried away. So, what are we doing today officially? We are doing Git Clone. This is what we are doing. Git Clone. Right. So we are doing this. Now, I'm going to do something interesting. So I'm going to switch back to an organization that we utilized yesterday when we added these 2 new repository. One is public, one is private. So currently I'm on Azure DevOps and we're going to do something interesting. So these 2 guys, let me go to, okay, in here, they are, right. So we're about to clone, but the way we're about to clone is that if I want to clone a private repo, there are multiple ways of doing it. In here, we're going to do YouTube Let me do something. I want to show you something. Let's do something quickly. So basically, this is how you do it. You would just, because this tab is HTTPS, you would just copy this. You need this address. I know this address by head. I'll tell you how I know it. But you can follow stuff like this. I don't care about this, to be honest. But there are multiple ways of doing it. You copy that link, and then we go to Visual Studio. You see, this is part of a Git in Visual Studio. It's like already we're covering the first part of this video we're supposed to be doing. So pay attention, please. So there's a clone a repository, get code from an online repository like GitHub or Azure DevOps. See? And I'm gonna click that. So for someone like me who knows how to get the address or what happens like the address wise is HTTPS. Please, it's HTTPS. But I like to do this only for GitHub, and I'll explain why. HTTPS:// and I say github.com. I know I'm going to github.com, and then I need my account name, which is Edward McFlurry. Please don't ask me how I came up with this name. And then I know that it's called YouTube _ I want the public one, public, and then .git. Now you need to do this with the extension of .git. You need to do this. The name of repository has to be exactly the casing, the underscore, all the kinds of juicy stuff that you have as the name of the repository. That's how it's supposed to be. And you need to say .git. Now, where do I want it? Let me do this. Let me create a folder called YouTube. So everything I'm gonna dump it in there, so that I still keep things clean and well organized. Okay, where are we here? Can we go to repos? Yes. Can I create just a folder called YouTube? And I know this is YouTube because these are stuff. YouTube. There we go. So you're gonna go in there first. And then from there, that's a folder, right? I need the name of the extra repository. This one, let's remove that one. And then hit clone. If the address is it's a good one, it knows what to do. Now this is part of it. This is cloning a repository. It knows how to do everything. This is a Visual Studio for you. And that's it. We are done. There we go. Another tip, give it a second, let it scan, give it a second. But in the meantime, you see I'm authenticated my account and then the name of the repository, right? And also this is the extra repository, local, but this one's a local one. This one's in production one. This one's a local one, that one's in production one. So let's take a look at the folder again. This is tedious, but it's fine. I can do a shortcut and do right click, and let's open file location, and then let's go to repos. Let's go to YouTube. I should have YouTube public. There we go. So this is my new, it doesn't have anything, that's why there won't be anything, but click here to switch between solution and available views. Make sure that this is where you are, right? Oh, this is solution. Okay, cool. That's it. So we brought in the first one. The second one. So this is the address basically, because I have studied now I know how to get this address. But the reason why this is in a different tab is that let's go and search. I like to search Maui. Maui in all GitHub. It's a new framework for this is something that's amazing. So if you want to clone this one, the one that already exists, what you would do, you go in code, click there, click this link, and then that's how you clone the entire repository, everything in here, right? Because it's an open source, you're allowed to do so. Now let's go to the one that's more complicated, this one. So this time I'm gonna get the YouTube private. So let's go to repositories, or should I say files, and then you see you can tell based on the URL, this one's complicated, and then this is what they tell you what to do. You can use stuff like this. I don't do command line. I don't do stuff like this. Okay, and then this one I want us to do it differently. Should we? Because I want to initialize the README, but the README comes. We need to talk about the README file. Now we'll do it tomorrow, because I'm tempted so that it comes with a README file, but we need to talk about this file, what it does, what's the purpose of it. Now let's not initialize it. Okay, so I need to copy it because it's a crazy link. So we go back, and then we have to close folder. Okay, and then clone the repository and paste. Okay, this one's a complicated one. See, it has stuff, you know. Oh, I cannot do. Oh no, oh, it's complicated. Hey, so where you're gonna go to a folder called YouTube. There we go. You find there's a folder called YouTube there. Clone. So let's see if this one's gonna become success. To be honest, have I ever encountered issues with Azure DevOps? Most certainly. Yes, that's why I prefer to pull them directly from GitHub, because as you saw with GitHub, it's easy, but it seems like with Azure DevOps, it went through. But here's a funny thing. It also created a change, and I'd like to know why. Why is there a change? We'll talk about that. So let's go back. Do we have a private? There we go. So but it did clone successfully because we do have it. Here it is. Also we have Git folder and VS folder. Cool. So why the change? And we'll talk about this when we talk about the Git changes. SQLite stuff, it added this thing. It says that this repository's origin remote is hosted in Azure DevOps, connected to Azure DevOps to enable access to work items and build. Let's do that. It'll be fun, right? Yeah, let's do that. Connect. Let's do so. It'll be fun. Yes, this is the account. Let's just go nuts and see if this thing is smart enough. Type here to filter the list. Aren't you gonna show me the list? Oh, there we go. It pulled all of them. So let's look for that YouTube. We don't want from this organization. I don't want from this. I can tell these organizations. I don't want from this organization. I don't want from. You see that new repository we just created, email API. There we go. But we need to go to. I don't want that one. Tumi Tladi, and we do have. There we go. YouTube private. So do we connect with this guy? Oh, this one. Yes, I clone locally. This one, right? What else do we have? Let's see. Let's see. This is why you should consider utilizing Visual Studio, you know, for all your development. I know that we have Java developers, we have Python developers, you know, people love Visual Studio Code. I do have Visual Studio Code, here it is, but I hate it. It's simple, yes, but I hate it. I'm sorry, but that is just me. Okay, was that a success? What happened? This thing, we need to remove it. This thing, I don't know what file it is. We need to remove it because we don't want any changes, please. We'll talk about Git changes later on, but that one needs to go. And this is how you clone the repositories, the ones that are already out there, and this is how you pull them down here in a nutshell. seems like we're not done. I gave a command that this thing should disappear. It's not disappearing. I'm wondering why. And then I gave a command that we should connect to Azure DevOps. I don't see magic happening. I wonder why. Let's look at the output. And let's look at, we don't want the build, we want source control. Open repositories. You appear to have cloned empty. Yes, I'm aware of it. Okay, but what about having to connect? Where's that magic? Why is this file here? Where's that pop up again? Okay, because I want to go off the script a bit. We'll talk about this. This is Git changes extensively, so I don't want to go off the script. Except we need to remove this thing. We need to make sure that, oh, we need to delete. Yes, we said delete, right? Undo changes, delete. Because this one, if it's added, you need to delete. You can't undo it. Something that's being added. You need to delete it. So for some reason, it doesn't want to go. If I say ignore this local item, will it work? Oh no. See, now we do, oh no. Hell no, remove this. Okay, for some reason, this is where now issues, this is where it becomes a bit tricky. And then, yeah, unstage that. Ooh, oh. Why couldn't Azure DevOps be like a GitHub and be simple? Okay, so please stay tuned for more videos on this series. I'm excited. I'm still learning. I'm passionate about this. You know, if I'm not doing it for the masses out there, can I just do it for someone out there? But if I'm not doing it for that one person, can I do it for myself? So we are done with the Git clone. And by the way, yes, I've also cloned some of the projects from open source space, especially from GitHub. Most of them are samples. Yes, that's why I went to .NET MAUI. You know, I did clone some samples and all that. If someone has a code and it's easy to clone, yes, I've done so. So with that being said, that's it for me this side. So our list needs to be saved. Stay tuned for more videos. Please like, tell your friends, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for more. Thank you.